for their fondness of blue hedgehogs, Italian plumbers, and night elves. There is a place where those that are persecuted can find solace and lulls, where like-minded geeks can join forces and together grow stronger, as together they can wield unimaginary power, invade enemy lines, and loot bosses. Together, they are Epic Geeks.
Welcome Game Geeks everywhere to Epic Geeks episode number 20 for Sunday the 5th of January 2015. We are back, we've had a few months off, but we are here looking forward to some awesome gaming for 2015. I'm your host Draycass, and I have with me two slightly different hosts to normal. We have the ever lovely Sparky.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going, Sparky?
Yeah, not too bad, cheers. I've had a long break as well. 2014 has been a year not so full of gaming for me. Loads of hard craft work and university work, but there you go.
Oh, students pretending to work like normal.
Hey, what can I say?
And also we have Zul. Hello, Zul.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going good. I have had a lot of gaming this year, thankfully.
For those of you who don't know Zul, he's one of the hosts on one of our sister podcasts, or brother podcasts, wherever we look at it, Geeks of Azeroth, our World of Warcraft podcast, and he's joining us today. Have you both had a lovely Christmas and New Year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
You said that enthusiastic. Yeah.
I guess, whatever.
I'm pretty much the Scrooge when it comes to Christmas, so that's that for you.
You need to go watch Muppet Christmas Carol and change your attitude.
I saw Elf for the first time this year.
You've never seen Elf before?
I've never seen Elf before.
But it's so good.
I didn't know what I thought of Elf.
You poor deprived little Sparky.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, I haven't yet formed an opinion. I probably will by next Christmas. I'll decide I hate it.
And it'll be a Scroogey opinion, yeah.
Dear Sparky, dear. Well, 2014 has been and gone. We have been away for a few months for various reasons, which I'm sure you've seen on Twitter and everything else. So people have been busy and personal things and everything else. But 2015, we are forging ahead. So our first episode, we're going to take a very, very quick look back at our favourites of 2014, and then we're going to kind of look at our hopes and dreams and aspirations for 2015. Do you know what? I got a bit scared actually when January the 4th, because I suddenly realised that like the millennium was 15 years ago or 14 years ago.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I was only 6 years old when that happened.
Oh.
Were you really?
Yeah. Am I making you feel aged right now?
Yeah, you are, yeah. I was 20 when that happened. Now I really am feeling quite scared.
I was learning my ABCs.
I was starting high school. I was 14 when it happened.
I'd left high school a few years before that. Moving swiftly on then, I think. So 2014, Sparky. What were your favourites of the year?
What, 2014?
Mm-hmm.
My favourites of the year consisted of the 3 games that I played that year. That was World of Warcraft when it finally worked. I think Blizz have, after the whole launch, banana fest, I think they've finally redeemed themselves. I think WoW's in a good place now, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. League, I'm still sort of troubling around in the low elos in ranked, but hoping to get up there now that I have a bit of spare time on my hands. And the one game I played this year that was, away from my normal groove, Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor, which was really good. Short, in my opinion, but really good. Yeah.
It's an awesome game. I was just saying before we started, I did start playing it. It's one of those games that I'm yet to finish, so I'm quite looking forward to that. You played a bit of WildStar as well. I know that.
Really? In 2014?
Yeah.
Wow, it went pretty quick. that felt like
it happened in 2014.
That felt like 2000. Are you sure I wasn't 6?
No, it definitely did happen.
Right. Oh wow! So, can we just forget it though? Like WildStar didn't happen, right?
Elder Scrolls happened too, actually.
It did. That seems like so long ago, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
did happen last year.
For some strange reason, when I was sort of perusing all the gaming news before this podcast, because I needed to catch up, I thought that Elder Scrolls was in 2011. Did anyone else think about that? I thought it was in 2011. I had to Google it. I was like,
was that like Skyrim?
Maybe. Yeah.
I think that was Skyrim. What, was Skyrim that long ago? Jeez.
Exactly.
See, the years and the days and the months are passing so fast. I have no idea what's going on. When I was thinking of my favourites, I didn't even think of that, you know?
Yeah.
Oh dear. I'm getting quite depressed now. I was feeling quite good before this podcast.
Well, to be honest, 2014, gaming-wise, was pretty depressing. I don't know if anyone else is as pessimistic looking back as I am.
It had lots of ups and downs, didn't it? It's like you got excited, and then you were let down. Then you got excited, and then you got let down. See, I have just thought, there was an MMO that came out, wasn't there? What was the MMO that came out at the beginning of the year? A really big one that everyone had loads of hopes for. Elder Scrolls, that's what we're talking about. See, now I'm getting really weird. Yeah, we had Elder Scrolls, we had Titanfall, that did the same thing. WildStar, yeah, anyway. Okay, so the quicker we forget about 2014, maybe the better. What about you, Zul? What were your highlights?
Also, Warlords, obviously. If I'm doing the Warcraft show, I better say that. I agree with Sparky, though. It's in an awesome place right now, and it's a great expansion. I'm having a blast with it. I also played and rather enjoyed Shadow of Mordor, and every now and then I hop back in and just mess around and have some fun in the open world. A little honorable mention, I would say, Marvel Heroes 2015, as they rebranded it with a big update, and it's called Marvel Heroes 2015. It's actually rather fun, and you really don't need to spend any money to have a good time with it. So that one's a fun time if you want an easy little action RPG with some Marvel flavor. And then also Dragon Age Inquisition, which I am still playing through, and I'm like 40-something hours into it. And I was talking to someone that's beaten it, and they asked where I was at, and they're like, "Oh, you're not even like halfway." And I was like, "Oh boy." It's really good though. I love BioWare, so they're really enjoying that as well. So those are probably my highlights of the year.
I haven't got Dragon Age yet. It's one of those. See, I've said this before. Open world games scare me because they're just such a big time sink, and I never have time to finish them. And I've heard so many good things about it, and I've upgraded to the Xbox One now. I finally took the plunge. But the other thing is the price of the games at the moment are kind of scary.
Yeah.
So when a new game comes out, I'm kind of waiting. I'm thinking there's going to be a sale. I picked up Rise, Son of Rome, £15 in the game sale. I thought that was amazing. Yeah. So at the moment, every time a big game comes out, I'm not playing it for at least a few months. So,
talking about the costs of games, has it already passed the big Steam sale after Christmas? I think it's finished, hasn't it?
It's done.
It's gone.
It's done.
I caught the last day of it. I caught the very last day, and I bought War of Mine, Age of Empires 2 HD remake, Mountain Blade Warband. Actually, I got the whole collection of Mountain Warblade, so I'm looking forward to that.
Those are good games. Those are good games.
I got Transistor and Space Engines. And Engineers. I'm looking forward to all of those, because all of those, I think, I might be right in saying, have had pretty damn good reviews. Like, in the eye of the public now, looking back at 2014, those games seem to stand out, and I haven't even touched them yet. I really want to dive in.
What's going to happen is we're going to be talking about our favourite games of 2014 in 2016. We'll finally get to play them all and buy them.
Yeah.
Oh well. Shadows of Mordor seems to be a kind of popular game of last year. Generally, it's got a lot of good reviews. My two are slightly different. Warlords, actually no, Warlords is exactly the same. obviously it goes without saying. I'm going slightly down a different route now because I no longer raid, so I'm kind of more of a PvPer, which is a bit scary. But
It's the same here. Yeah.
I know me and Jace Buzzer been in a bit of PvP, going very well. We're even winning arenas now, which we weren't doing in the last expansion, so it's all going up. I know. Apart from the Ashram weights, which we won't talk about on this podcast, because I'm sure it will keep coming up on another podcast that you might be involved in, Zul. Apart from the Ashram weights, it's been very good. Like in my garrison and all that stuff. So WoW has been taking up a lot of my time. But other than that, Destiny. I don't know if either of you have had a go at Destiny.
No.
I don't have either console, so nope.
When we spoke about it on this very podcast, we kind of I slated it a bit because I was the only one that had been playing it, mainly because I was so disappointed with what my expectation was and what I got. However, having said that, it's probably the game that I've played the most other than WoW, because I keep going back into it, and there's something like 13 million players I heard the other day playing it constantly.
13 million still?
Yes.
So
Still.
it's got an even larger audience than WoW.
Yes.
WoW bounced
Exactly.
up to 11 million.
Yep, that's what they were talking about. It's got more players than WoW, which I'm quite surprised about. I think it's just the mechanics. It's similar mechanics as we spoke to before. It's kind of a mixture of WoW and Diablo 3 in a way. So it kind of keeps you going back with the raid system and everything else. So I keep popping in and out of that. It's a good game. I think it's one of my favourites, 2014. So that's that then. And next year, I'll tell you how I get on with all the other games of 2014 that I picked up cheaper than
I'm really
what they
looking
currently
forward
are.
to that. Have you guys heard of this new title coming up? Doom? Have you heard of that?
I heard
That
something
looks
about
really
that.
promising.
Yeah,
I think I might dive into it at some point.
we could give that one a go.
Yeah.
I think other people might have played it a few times, but we'll see how it goes. We're not that bad, really.
I'm pretty much that bad.
Oh well. Well, 2015 though. 2015 is here, and it's on its way. Now, prediction-wise, do you think it's going to be a better year than 2014? Are you looking forward to it, Sparky?
I've got a bold prediction that it's going to start off the same way 2014 has been going, and it's going to crash, and everyone's going to hate everything for a little while, but then things will improve because they got so bad. I'm talking about sort of Steam here and the green light room and all the horrible stuff that's been coming through the gates recently. I think that's going to get progressively worse for a while because there doesn't seem to be a big enough backlash for anyone on Steam's side to maybe care that much at the moment. They're still raking in the
trash
monies.
coming through.
Yeah, there's too much trash coming through of like unfinished games and stuff just being pre-ordered. I think TB released a really nice sort of summary video of 2014 that sort of trashed pretty much Ubisoft have been not doing so well for an understatement in 2014. But they're getting away with it still because the public is still pre-purchasing unfinished games.
It seems to be the theme of 2014, doesn't it?
It is. It's purchasing stuff that isn't yet developed and getting burned for it, and people are still surprised that it's happening, even though they're not changing their purchasing habits. So I think that's going to go on for a little while until the real idiots of our industry realize what's going on and then stop pre-purchasing games, and then maybe then the developers will change their attitude.
Do you remember, it wasn't that long ago, but when you'd go to a shop and you'd buy a game and you'd get home really excited and you'd get the paper up and you'd read the manual, because they used to come with manuals as well. Do you remember those things? Told you about all the little characters, you'd read through it, because I was quite sad.
I loved the manuals.
I always used to read through them. And then you'd get your little disc or cartridge or whatever and you'd put it in and you could just play it. Right. Well, now, for a start, you get it and there's no manual. So you have to go online to find all that kind of stuff out that you want to read.
Then you have the day one patch.
Yeah, and then you sit there, and like 10 hours later, you still can't play, because it's still patching.
Then you have the server meltdown, because everything is online all the time, integrated for no reason. And then, well, first of all, you have to back it yourself. You have to fund the developers on Kickstarter.
Yeah,
because
the
they
games
can't
you
afford
want.
it themselves.
You have to pay for it.
So you pay for your game to be made, and then you're disappointed by your game that you helped make because the developers already had your money. Yeah.
Oh, well.
2014 was really positive for me.
I think everything is really positive for you.
Yeah. I hate Christmas. I hate 2014. I hate the world.
It's going to be my goal of 2015 is to bring Sparky to a happy place.
That's going to require a lot of alcohol.
He's going to be an epic bright Sparky instead of an epic dark Sparky.
We will drag you into happiness, kicking and screaming.
You know my paladin's called like Sparky.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you see,
There you go.
think like your paladin. Go there.
Just about worth out this year. Please.
Zul, what about you? Are you optimistic for 2015? Do you think it's going to be any different to 2014, or are we heading down the same kind of route?
I try to be optimistic all the time.
Half kind of guy.
Looking at the stuff that is like announced and coming out, as far as for things I'm really, really excited about, there actually aren't all that many. I'm just kind of like, oh, like before we got started today, I was like, let's look at all the stuff coming out. I'm like, well, okay. But the things I am excited about are things that I'm hoping are really good, and I'm hoping have a lot of replayability. So even if there's not a good like quantity, I'm hoping for decent quality in the few that I am really looking forward to, and hopefully some surprise announcements and releases. If that still happens anymore, we're not told 5 years before they come out.
Who knows? Only time will tell. It doesn't seem to happen anymore, does it? No. I was asked. It was funny. I was asked only a couple of weeks ago. Someone said, "Oh, what games are coming out in 2015? Then what do you know?" And I was like, Halo 5.
Yeah.
I couldn't actually think of anything. I was a bit like you. I was like, there must be some good games coming out. I forgot about Evolve because I knew about Evolve. Other than that, I wasn't really that sure anything else.
I want to kind of, I don't know if it's too early in the podcast to go into specifics, but about Evolved, what do you think they've done in the meantime? I mean, I don't know if you remember, Kim, but EGX was a while ago.
It was a while ago.
And that looked like a finished game to me. I'm really curious to see what they've changed about Evolved.
We only played 2 though, didn't we? There's only 2. Yeah, they only had 2 demos.
Oh, but then we had the early access as well, the code for a while, and I played the hell out of that. And I really loved the Trapper, basically the hunter with the arena, and I loved that. Am I thinking of the right class? It is the Trapper, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I loved that, but yeah, I'm really curious to see what they've changed, because it's been a while even since that. It's been a couple months, hasn't it, at least?
I think so, yeah.
Is my timescale right?
No, yeah, and there hasn't been a lot of announcements about it, so
yeah.
Maybe they're just want to be. Maybe they're one of those developers that actually want to put out a completely finished game.
Holy cow!
I know.
Yeah.
Maybe they're doing a Blizzard on us and just making sure it's polished. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see. So, did we do the what you're looking forward to in 2015? The bit at the top, that bit there.
I can talk about that.
We'll
if you
go
do.
there. Okay, we'll do a little what are they called? See, I haven't done podcasting for so long. I don't know what it's called. What do I call them? Drop. That's the one.
Epic Geeks presents It's Time to Play.
Go on then, Sparky.
All right. So, if I'm forced to be optimistic, I might just give it a go. I reckon in 2015, hopefully Fallout 4 will finally be here. Long awaited. Like 6 years awaited kind of game.
You liked that EGX as well, didn't you?
You what, sorry?
At EGX, when you played it, that was one of your favourites, if I remember.
Fallout 4 and EGX, yeah. Yeah, sure, why not?
You haven't forgotten already, haven't you? You did play it.
What?
You did.
I can't tell if you're joking or not.
You can't remember, can you?
No, I don't remember at all.
Okay, move on. Doesn't matter. Move on. Okay. You carry on.
I played Fallout 4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What? I don't remember that at all. How would I not remember that?
I don't know.
Okay. Whatever. I was probably drunk. Right. So, hopefully Witcher 3, after all the massive delays again. will finally be somewhat positive. Apparently, like CD Projekt, there's been a lot of news on the internet that they're investing really heavily in it. So if it's not anything but diamonds, then I think we have the right to be angry. And cities skylines for Sims. Hopefully it'll be the SimCity that SimCity was not. The economy in SimCity, like, economy might be the wrong word, but like the amount of money you gained from like the towers and stuff was just horrifically imbalanced, and that really like hurt the game. And let's not mention the traffic. I did the little code to give you loads of money at the start of one level, a fresh custom game, and I was determined to try and make an infrastructure of roads that didn't have horrific traffic builds up. I couldn't do it. I made a gigantic roundabout city. It was just roundabouts looped one into the other. It looks like a goddamn Olympic symbol from a bird's eye view. And even that didn't work. The most efficient, road system in the world. Good old English roundabouts.
Yeah, it does actually look very good, Skylines. I got a trailer. I'm sure I did a trailer.
Yeah?
I'll get it
Are we
up.
going to dive in that?
Yeah, we will.
Nice. Yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
Nestled among beautiful hills is the city of Britain, whose vistas and thriving economy made it the envy of its sister town, Borton, where nothing much happened. Until the new mayor came to town and shook things up. Sure, Britain has its thriving and diverse economy, but Borton has its coal plant right in the center of town. And Britain might have beautiful parks and massive bridges, but with the new Borton Park, Borton has parks under bridges. So what if Britain has renewable energy? Our new windmill powers the boats of Borton Falls. As a matter of fact, that water is 100% reclaimed sewage, meaning we're making Borton more beautiful with each and every flush. What will your first city be known for? In Cities Skylines.
So that was that. It does actually look very, very good. It's pretty.
Yeah. I bloody hope it is.
You know what was really...
I'm annoyed.
You know what was really scary, though, about that?
What?
'Cause I thought you were doing the voiceover.
Me?
You can do a voice like that really
I didn't
well.
say anything.
Did you hear it?
No.
Have you ever heard that trailer?
I haven't seen the trailer,
You
no.
need to go and listen to it,
Okay.
and then you can do that. I've heard you do that voice before. It was quite
Alright.
scary.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. A little
Scary.
bit scary.
Great.
No wonder you're hoping it does well.
Shh, don't tell anyone.
There we go.
Yeah.
So, anything else you're looking forward to?
Last one, I think 2015 is going to be huge on the RPGs. I'm looking forward to really open world and story-focused RPGs, but not an Elder Scrolls. I'm done with that.
Yeah, we like the good old RPGs.
Yeah.
Zul, you've come up with an
Yes.
interesting ones. I like these. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the games that you've put down there?
Yeah, I'll jump in with RPGs, right where Sparky left off, because I know he was going to mention a couple of these, and they were ones I was going to mention too. First up, Pillars of Eternity, which is being made by Obsidian, and it's kind of the spiritual successor to the Baldur's Gate games. And those were some of the games that really cemented me as mainly a PC gamer. Those, along with Half-Life, are what kind of made me stop messing with consoles very much, because I was like, look at this is amazing. And so really looking forward to Pillars of Eternity. I know you talked a little bit about Kickstarter and pre-orders.
Mm-hmm.
I did back Pillars of Eternity on Kickstarter. And so
Shame on you.
Well, it's because some of these games, I do back things on Kickstarter sometimes, but I don't just back everything I want. like I look, I'm like, okay, this is a company that I like. This is a game that they're not going to get a publisher behind them for some of these because they're a different mindset. You know, it's an old school style game. But so I have the beta on Steam for Pillars of Eternity, and it's pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff going on with it. And then also another RPG in the same vein, Torment, Tides of, I don't even know how to say, Numenera, I don't know.
I
Yeah,
don't know or something.
And this is a spiritual successor to Planescape, Torment, which is a phenomenal game. And so and I also backed this one on Kickstarter.
The Kickstarter, yep. There's a pattern here somewhere emerging. I'm sure there is.
But I'm really, really looking forward to both of those. I'm really hoping they are good, solid games. Looking back at the style of what computer RPGs used to be, while also having, you know, updated for sort of a little bit ease of access, and just I'm looking forward to the dialogue trees, the choices, all that kind of stuff. And then one other one that I want to throw in, Hellraid, which is being made by the same guys behind the Dead Island games. Mm-hmm. And it's a similar style of first-person action RPG, but instead of zombies, it's more of the classic dungeon crawling with demons and monsters and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm really hoping that's a good, solid, like a first-person co-op dungeon crawling RPG, because I think that would be a lot of fun. So I'm hoping that turns out good. The Dead Island games were fun. You know, they had their issues. And I'm hoping that they can fix some of those issues with this one and hopefully get some fun co-op out of it.
Yeah, the Torment Tides of that one. It looks very like kind of Diablo-y, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I mean, do you know? Is the gameplay similar to Diablo? From what is that the one you've got the beta for?
No, Pillars of Eternity is the one that I have the beta for, and it definitely plays like Baldur's Gate. You know, a little updated, but definitely plays like that. Torment is probably going to play in that style as well. Have you played Planescape?
No.
That is like one of the classic
is that
RPGs
another one
of
we
all
need to
time. Go get it on Good Old Games right now.
It's another one to add to my list.
It's so good. It is so freaking good.
Okay.
But I'm hoping that it really harkens back to the very surreal, very different style. Because Planescape came out when everything was Dungeons and Dragons. Mm-hmm. You know, the Baldur's Gate games and all that. And Planescape was something totally different and weird, even though it still is the Dungeons and Dragons rule set. And I'm hoping that Torment Tides of N.
Rule number one of making a game: make a title that people can pronounce. Just gonna say now.
That's the goal. This is the goal.
Yeah, cool. I was showing a bit of the gameplay for the stream, and it looks interesting.
I'm really excited for both of those and Hellraid as well.
Awesome. Well, everyone kind of knows what I'm looking forward to next year, so I won't hark on about it because we will talk about it later. But Halo 5, pretty much. Guardians. that's the only thing I care about next year, and it's probably not gonna come out until 2016 though, in my luck. Because they still haven't announced
You might get a trailer in 2015. Let's see.
Sorry, go on.
I'd be looking forward to it if it was like just a single player release. That sounds really weird to say these days, but multiplayer releases, especially on launch days, have just gone sour. It's just been awful.
Little bit.
Can we just go back to having a couple of games, at least for just a year or so, that are just really single player focused?
Yeah,
Pillars of Eternity and Torment.
There you go. That's what disappointed me about Titanfall, to be honest with you. Being more of a single player kind of person myself, like with the campaigns all being multiplayer, that's kind of what disappointed me about that game. I know it was all about multiplayer, but it would have been nice if they'd just had a single player campaign as well. Just, for the rest of us. But yeah, we'll talk about that a bit later. One thing that I wanted to talk about was Dying Light. Do either of you know about Dying Light?
Yes.
Seen bits. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
We spoke about
It's
it.
one of the ones I'm looking forward to as well.
It's I think it's got a lot of potential. We spoke about it quite a lot at the beginning of the year because when we went to EGX Rezzed, there was a developer session with the lead game designer Magic Binkowski, which is an amazing name, and he kind of went through the whole sort of gameplay and what they were kind of aiming at. And I put it on here first, really for Tom, for Britzer, because he likes zombies. Zombies is kind of his thing. So I'm going to put, just for the stream, I'm going to play in the background while we do this, with no sound, just a little bit of the gameplay.
I think it's one of the first ones on the list that's actually coming out, too, because it comes out in just a couple weeks, I think.
Yep, it's very, very soon. In fact, I can't look at the... You can tell us what the release date is, because I've now got the other thing up on the screen. I can't see it. It is literally a couple of weeks.
See. It's on my Steam wish list, so I'll just pull it up.
It's on the show notes.
January 27th is what I have.
So just a few weeks away, and it's one of those. It's an open world, go around, kill zombies, but it's got some interesting mechanics that sort of other games don't have. One of the really simple things that I like about it that's different is that they haven't got a lot of guns in the game. You can't just pick up a gun and go around shooting zombies. One of the things that he really wanted to focus on is more kind of real life. I mean, if we had a zombie invasion now, well, you might have a few more guns than we do over in America, but over here it would be quite hard to pick up a gun, I'd like to think, over here. So you're probably more likely to have a baseball bat or some kind of lead piping or something.
Over here, like everyone and their grandma would have a gun, so
it wouldn't be quite the same. But no, he was saying that if you had a gun and you made a lot of noise, you're actually just going to attract more attention, so you have to really think about when the best time to use that gun would be if you happen to have one. So little things like that I think make it a bit different, and the fact that you can kind of go anywhere, like literally anywhere. You can see from the stream he's climbing up a telegraph pole. They've tried to make it literally as open world as possible. Is that something that you think you might pick up, Zul, then?
Oh, for sure. One of the big reasons that I love zombie stuff too. But one of the big reasons I'll pick it up is I actually coach parkour as my job. So the fact that this is a first person parkour as another game we'll talk about later, I'm definitely going to be picking it up probably right when it comes out. We'll see what my bank situation is like and what kind of reviews it's getting. But I'm really excited for it. Like I said, I liked the Dead Island games. They're also first-person zombie killing games, but this one just looks really cool. And I like the play between daytime and nighttime in it that they've talked about.
Yeah, and just looking... Sorry, I got distracted by the cupboard. Do you see the shininess on the cupboard?
Yeah.
I get easily distracted by things like that. There was just the attention
They
to
really
detail.
polished that.
Yeah.
They really... there's a child in there.
There's a small child crying in the cupboard. Oh dear. Sparky, what do you know about? Do you know anything about this game?
We had a little look at this at EGX, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think we got some hands on, yeah. I remember sort of running down a sort of little park lane almost with a bunch of vegetation on each side. I think I was running to like some sort of bonus objective. There was like some sort of weapon cash drop or something. I don't remember exactly because it was so long ago. But I basically got my ass handed to me by two really strong armored up NPCs from what I could tell, and I just could not touch them no matter, I am pretty bad at games, but I didn't think I was this bad. Like, I couldn't physically touch them. And then I died and then got told to leave so the next person could come play. So
You're so dead, well, get out.
I enjoyed successfully jumping across a couple of roofs, and that was pretty much it. That's all I could do. But it looks nice. It looks visually pleasing, and that's all I can really say right now without sort of hyping up. Oh, I'm done with hyping up games that aren't released yet. Sorry.
Well, that's the one thing I think about Dying Light is it hasn't had a lot of the huge hype that some of the other games have. It's kind of one of those games that's kind of coming under the radar a little bit. So I've got some good, hopes for it.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I can say, and I think that's what I'm going to be saying about a lot of games, sort of recently or like to come. I'll be saying, looks nice. Guess we'll see. Like that's going to be my response for everything, unfortunately, which doesn't make very good media. But there you go.
Well, it's coming out in just a couple of weeks. It's going to be on Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and PC. And if you go onto our Epic Geeks YouTube channel, which is official Epic Geeks, go down to our EGX Res videos that we've got from the beginning of the year, and you'll be able to see the developer session that Magic Binkowski did there. We'll give you a little bit more about the background and the mechanics of the game that they were kind of working on back then. So the next one that we've got on the list coming out, we've already kind of touched on a little bit, is Evolve, of course, which is coming out on the 10th of February 2015. Might vary, of course, from country to country, but that's the same: Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and PC. We've all had a chance to play this game, I believe, either at EGX or on the beta. So Zul, what do you think about Evolve? What are your thoughts?
I didn't have very much chance to play it. I did like that little preview weekend. I was pretty busy that weekend. I barely got the chance to jump in, and I barely was figuring out the controls with the little bit of time I had.
Damn, started with the wrong person.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll see how it does. It's not one I'm going to buy right away, but I'll probably pick it up not too long after release, depending on the reviews and stuff. But I think it looks really cool. It has a lot of potential, and I loved, Left 4 Dead, which is the same company, some of the same people, anyways.
Yeah. And we've talked about it a lot on sort of previous podcasts about it's one of the few games that are kind of trying something new nowadays, with the whole sort of 4v1 as opposed to whatever everybody else is doing at the moment. So they're kind of going down a different channel. And when we played it at EGX, I know you've played it since on the beta, Sparky, we really like the mechanics of the kind of 4 hunters against the monster, although I think we ended up being hunted when we played at EGX, because the guy who played the monster was really good, although he had played it like 5 times previously, so it was a bit little but for those people that don't know, you've got one team of 4 people who are like the hunters, and you've got different classes that you play, the tracker, medic, what are the other 2, Sparky?
Assault and the sniper.
That's the one. And
it's not called sniper though. It's something else.
Yeah, but it's kind of that mechanic.
Yeah.
But you've all got your own kind of traits and things that help out in hunting down the monster. And the monster evolves over time. So basically, the longer it goes without you catching and killing the monster, the stronger it gets and the harder it is to kill it. Which is kind of the basic of it. Now, like we were talking about at the beginning of the podcast, it was really, really, really polished at EGX, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A few months ago.
Like I said at the beginning of this podcast, it seemed pretty much done. And that's why I was wondering what they've changed. Maybe they've added a whole new monster? I hope. That would be awesome. But yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen news. And yeah.
I mean, my only concern with it, and I think I've said this previously, is where it's going to go, like what the kind of lifespan of it is going to be.
Yeah.
Whether people are going to get bored of it fairly quickly, or whether it's something that's going to kind of catch on. But I suppose only time will tell. I have got a trailer, so I'll play the trailer quickly for those people that haven't seen it yet. Bear with me. Here it is. Happy hunting, Evolve.
Children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Mother, can you keep them in the dark for life? Can you hide them from the waiting world? Oh, mother, I got to see your light. till you're bleeding, and I bow to see your light. But if you wanna find hell with me, I'm gonna show you what it's
So, Evolve. Again.
Yeah. It looks good. The one thing I'm concerned about that I kind of want to bring up was, I know when we were playing at the EGX Res, we got absolutely destroyed by the monster, but I think that's because we had little to no communication and no idea what we were doing. But when I got hands-on in the beta, and I kind of learned what I was doing, and I kind of partnered up and sort of found people that were, like, you know how when you go into random games, you'll occasionally come across people you get on well with and you play well with, and then you partner up and do more later. I did a bunch of that, and I got in some pretty nice groups of people that knew what they were doing. And the monster, when we kind of got the hang of stuff, had no chance. No chance at all. We would catch it before it could eat more than 5 animals, and we'd just nail it down instantly. And I probably won 90% of my games because I just played Trapper and Trapper and Trapper and Trapper and just always got it. So I kind of
that was my experience when I played too. I as the monster, within a minute of spawning, boom, done. Nothing it was insane. So maybe a little balancing. Maybe that's what they're working on.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Because, it's going to rely heavily on teamwork, isn't it? Well, that's the whole basis of the game. That's why you've all got your different abilities and everything else.
Yeah.
But then also, you don't want the monsters to be too OP either. So it's going to be quite hard to balance it, isn't it?
Yeah, from what I saw, though, the skill level you needed to be really competitive with the monster was far higher than what you needed to be an individual one of the hunters.
Yeah. Time will tell. As you said, that could be why they're taking their time on it. Polish the game, get it balanced, see what happens.
Because that is the number one concern with that, is if it's not balanced, it's just not going to go well.
Yeah, it doesn't have 2 monster legs to stand on.
You're so not funny. Another game, I think it was Sparky, I think you were looking forward to this one as well. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Why don't you go off with this one?
Sure. This is an awkward one for me to go off on, because for someone that's looking forward to it,
you know nothing about it. You do.
I have not played 1 or 2 of The Witcher. But basically,
but you think 3 is going to be so good, you're just going to play it.
Because number 1 and 2 were so good and so well received by everyone, I was super hyped for 3. And then it's been delayed and delayed and delayed. You know what I mean? It's like I'm a late adopter, but still annoyed that it's been delayed so much. Because I have the added benefit of also being curious to what the hell it's going to be.
So you're kind of going in like a virgin.
Yeah, I'm a Witcher virgin. Yeah.
Okay.
I've never had encounters with witches.
You can tell us how that goes.
Will do.
Zul, have you played 1 and 2? And are you looking forward to 3?
Yes, I have played both. I haven't beaten either because I'm horrible at completing games. But it'll probably be one that as it gets closer to the release date, I'll be like, well, I need to go back and I'll finally beat 1 and 2, probably, hopefully. I'm looking forward to it. To me, it sounds at least similar to how Dragon Age Inquisition went, because Dragon Age, the first 2 Dragon Age games were not open world, and then Inquisition is fairly open world. And that's kind of The Witcher 3. It's open world, but the first 2 weren't.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they handle that jump, because that is a very big jump to make. But 1 and 2 are great games, and Witcher 3, if they continue on that, it should be amazing.
It does seem to be the way that games are going, especially for 2014. The whole action RPG, open world, just go and do what you want. The bigger world they can make, the better. I'm not sure if it's a trend that's going to continue, or whether it's going to start coming back down to more linear. But at the moment, 2015 seems to be the year of the open world game, doesn't it? All the ones that's coming out do seem to be very open world, including the next one we're going to talk about. What do you guys think about open world gameplay?
Oh man, I think it's really hard to pull off well and still be sort of really enticing at every moment, if you get what I mean. Games are really, really sort of vulnerable for players as they work through to just, even if the game's really good, like 90% of the time, those little percents of the time that maybe are a little bit boring, there's not much going on, and it's so easy to just go, escape, save, exit.
Hey, Bubba, go and help me get my chickens back.
Yeah, exactly. Are you ready as a chicken chaser? No, but so yeah, it's hard to pull off and remain exciting like 100% of the way through. I think even Skyrim fell victim of that. Yeah. I always would get really in the mood to play Skyrim. I'd open it up, create a new character, go through all the starting stuff and the sewers every goddamn time. Sort of, get through the first, was it Wilder Run? Yeah, and then sort of go into the Thieves Guild and stuff, and then at the tail end of Thieves Guild, I'm just like, it's getting kind of repetitive now, and I hit escape, save, exit, and never touch it again.
I found that with Red Dead and Skyrim. I find that all the time with open world games. I think I've said it previously. I kind of like the linearness of games. I like being told a story. So sometimes I find with the open world games, because you're going off to, and I'm a bit of a completionist, so I have to go off and do the side quests. That's probably my problem. And then I get lost as to where the main quest is, and then I'm like, I don't know what's going on anymore, and I get really confused and a little bit bored. And then I never finish it.
Yeah, if it's done well, open world can be amazing, but it's also getting to this point where it's almost a cop-out for the developers. They're like, well, this increases our gameplay 4 times,
Yeah.
Create your own game and play it for years on end.
I mean, Shadow of Mordor did it well by introducing the Nemesis system, because that's actually really fun to play with. So there still are things that can be done with open world, but I think developers should step back from everything needs to be open world.
Yeah, it doesn't all have to be open world. Yeah, that's only my concern.
I kind of like what you said there, Kim, about it being a cop-out, because it kind of is in a way. Because when you make it open world, you can kind of just throw away the developers' sort of need for a nice narrative.
Yeah, people go, what was the story again? I'm sure, was there a story?
It's whatever you want it to be. Your imagination. Yeah.
If you want to sit there and play poker all night, you can sit there and play poker all night. Go ahead, we don't mind. It's fine. Drinking your whiskey. So the next one on our list is Batman Arkham Knight, which I am actually very, very excited for. I love the Batman games. Like, all of them. Even the ones that haven't been quite as good have... It was the first game that really got me with the combat system, like the new combat system,
Yeah.
the way of fighting in Batman. I know that they brought it into other games. I've been playing Rise recently. It's a very similar kind of style now, but they were the first console game that I really kind of remember bringing in that kind of combat system where you can really kind of parry and move and jump around and just do different things, and you just look really cool while you're doing it. You know what I mean? and I never get bored of that. The narrative could be absolutely rubbish, but I still really enjoy playing them. So I'm hoping that Batman, probably there's a few more improvements obviously, but the new Batman Arkham Knight is going to kind of go down that same route as being really excited, engaging RPG. We can go around, just hit people around the head, kick them as much as you want, and yeah, look really cool in the process with my cape.
Should I let the internet have an opportunity to really hate me forever?
Are you going to say you don't like Batman?
I don't like Batman. I didn't like any of the last games. Let me just tab across to my Steam and scroll up to Batman Arkham City.
Arkham City.
Let's see, I got 7 minutes played time total on Arkham City, and 1 hour and 2 minutes on the GOTY Arkham City.
What is wrong with
sort
you?
of expansion.
Batman. And in this new one, the Batmobile looks really cool.
It was jump in the crowd, press 11111 until you see a little icon pop up, then you press 2,
Oh,
then
maybe.
you press 1111.
So you're playing it on the PC. So I've
Yeah.
only ever played it on a console. So maybe
does
it's
it make
different.
a big difference?
I don't know because I haven't played it on the PC.
I played on the
okay.
PC, but I use a gamepad. So
Is this why?
Maybe.
I've played it with keyboard and gamepad. It's definitely better with the gamepad by far, but it still is mainly hitting your attack and then your parry and attack and parry.
Yeah.
But it looks so cool when you're doing it. I don't mind.
Exactly. It's the same with Rise, Son of Rome. I'm a gladiator. I'm pretty much just doing
It's
the same thing.
as Shadow of Mordor, and
Yeah.
you liked that game.
But you look cool.
No.
Shadow of Mordor is the exact same combat system.
And it's all about
down
timing,
to
isn't
the
it?
different finishing moves are the same button presses.
But it only works if you
Damn
press
it.
them at the right time. See, there's skill involved.
Yeah, you
Or you
kinda
could
got me
completely
there.
turn off. I mean, if you unlock the harder difficulty, there are no notifications above their heads. You have to just see them moving and know when to do
Oh,
it.
really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
that gets a little
better.
tricky.
I might turn that on.
That makes it a lot harder.
That sounds better, because that was my problem with Batman. It was just I seemed
definitely-
invincible.
Don't you play
You
World of
feel
Warcraft and League
a
of
lot
Legends?
cooler.
Don't know what, sorry?
Don't you play World of Warcraft and League of Legends?
Yeah.
Don't you just
And
do the
this-
same thing?
Well, WoW's really forgiving. WoW is easy as hell. But League, I say that's pretty. That's, like, if you mess up once, you're screwed.
But you're still not doing the same thing, just pressing buttons at certain times.
But well, sure, we can bring it down to this level of all games are bad because buttons.
That's basically what
we
you
can
said.
take it
What
there
I'm
if
doing
you
is
want.
pressing buttons at the right time. It's kind of what gamers do, isn't
Oh
it?
man.
I'm like,
Yeah.
confused by your argument. That's
And
all.
all books are turning pages, and all films are just looking at a screen. So yeah, I'm back to my good old Scrooge. Everything
Nice
is horrible.
Well, I'm really excited about it as well. I've beaten Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. I've played the Origins one that was by another company, but I haven't beaten that one. But Arkham Knight is back to the first company, and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, I think Origins kind of went off slightly. It wasn't quite so good as the previous.
And it crashes all the time for me, so
But as you said,
it's buggy.
we're going back to the original developers, so we'll see. Fingers crossed it will live up to the hype. I'm going to play a quick trailer because I quite like this trailer.
This is your only warning. Abandon the city, or I will unleash your greatest fears.
The last will and testament of the deceased, Thomas Wayne.
In the event of my death, I hereby declare that all my worldly possessions pass to my son, Bruce Wayne. Bruce, I ask that you honor the Wayne family legacy and commit yourself to the improvement of Gotham City, its institutions, and its citizens. Please, be strong. You are young, but destined for great things. Make the most of your opportunities. Use them to give back to a city that has given us so much, to change the lives of millions of people. Do not be frivolous with this wealth. Please do not waste it all on fast cars and outrageous clothes and the pursuit of a destructive lifestyle. Invest in Gotham. Treat its people like family. Watch over them and use this money to safeguard them from forces beyond their control. My deepest regret is I will not see you grow into the good man I know you will become. And finally, my son, I ask that you never abandon this city to fate. Lived through dark days, and no doubt there are more to come. But it is the good and great men who stand up for Gotham when others turn and run. In death, I will love you forever. Your father, Thomas.
Wow. That's all I can say about that. Where's Harvey Dent? So I'm really excited. The Batmobile looks amazing.
Yes, it does.
Sparky, you had to be a little bit excited about that.
Are you ready for my super excited commentary?
Go on then.
Yeah, it looks alright. Guess we'll have to wait and see.
It's just Scrooge. It's just...
I'm not hyping anything up anymore. I've learnt my lesson.
Oh well, we'll see. We'll see.
Exactly.
And we haven't got. Oh no, we have. The release date for that is the 2nd of June, 2015. I'm presuming that's in the British format, not the American one. It's not the
Yeah.
6th of February.
So, yeah.
It's the 2nd of June. I'm sure it is for the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. So we look forward to getting back into Gotham. Next on our list is Tomb Raider, or Rise of the Tomb Raider. We got a little bit of information a few months ago when we were shown a very interesting trailer that didn't tell us a lot. And we still haven't got a release date for it, but it should be coming out in 2015. Lara Croft is back, and Square Enix has confirmed that Microsoft will be publishing Tomb Raider, and they haven't commented on whether they'll actually be releasing it on PC or PS4. Your thoughts, Sparky?
I'm going to say please be PC, because PC Master Race consoles are terrible. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Rise of the Planet of the Tomb Raider is going to be like.
Planet of the Tomb Raider. They're being quite secretive about it at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. There's not much to say, is there?
No.
Yeah.
Apart from
It's Tomb Raider
looks
and the trailer.
promising. Guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, I'm not too bothered because I now have an Xbox One, so I'll be fine. Do you think it would be a good thing for them to just stick with the Xbox One? I mean, I know the Xbox are obviously trying to boost their sales. They're probably trying to cling on to an exclusive. But do you think, Zul, that it will eventually come out on the PC and PS4?
I mean, I would definitely see at least PC because that's still Windows with Microsoft for the most part. But I think exclusives are just, they need to be done. I'm tired of exclusives. Just release it on all the systems.
Let everybody
forever.
play.
The thing about exclusives is all exclusive means anymore now is exclusive for about a month or so. Like, that's
right.
it. It's like it's going to be
Halo.
out on everything eventually. Yeah, except Halo.
But of course, I
that's
say this
Microsoft's baby.
playing on PC that technically has more exclusives than anything else because there's lots of games that only come out for PC and never touch consoles.
That's very true. Master Race, so we had those, so it's fine. Not a problem.
I saw an image recently on the internet, not sure how legit it was, being the internet, but it said it was a big banner like in a game store or something, and it said whatever title, I didn't see what it was, but exclusive for PC, PS4, Xbox One and Nintendo.
What?
It's like so exclusive for no one.
Everything.
You can only play it. You can only play this game if you have some kind of thing that plays a game.
Yeah. Exclusive to all electrical appliances.
Play it on your washing machine. Interesting advertising ploy that didn't really work. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tomb Raider is one to look out for, and we await more information.
With bated breath.
I mean, it is one of those ones that it might be a surprise. It is definitely coming out in 2015, but it could be a 2016 release.
Yeah.
So we'll wait and see. Moving swiftly on, because we are running out of time too. I put down the next one because we've probably neglected Nintendo a little bit anyway. The Legend of Zelda U, exclusively for the Wii U, and just to break with tradition, it's going to be a truly open world gaming experience.
After we ranted on open worlds a little bit.
Yeah, but it's Zelda. You know, it's Nintendo sticking to a franchise that's doing well and exploiting it as ever, which isn't a bad thing because everyone loves Zelda.
They did that. They did the Dynasty Warriors-esque Zelda game that was supposed to actually be really good.
Yeah.
Hyrule Warriors. And that's supposed to be really good, and that makes me want a Wii U, actually.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I've heard, because Nintendo went through this little blip, but we seem to be hearing a lot of good things recently about games, and games like this definitely look positive.
I think they've realised they're kind of almost am I right in saying that sort of before these new Zelda news, they were kind of sliding off a bit?
Yeah.
They were kind of sitting in the background, as they always have, you know, in respect to the other Microsoft and Sony and PC. But recently they've been yeah, I think they've realised that they're kind of sitting in the background a little too much recently, and then they came up with the new remaster of Majora's Mask, didn't they? That looks exciting. The Hyrule stuff that you're talking about, and now Zelda U. It's looking exciting. I'm looking for. I'm definitely going to pick up the remake of Majora's Mask because holy cow, that was my baby food.
They're definitely coming out fighting. And this is something I think they listened to the podcast actually, because I'm pretty sure we said this a few months ago that Nintendo need to come out fighting a little bit.
Yeah.
And
there's the recent news of some of their older stuff possibly coming to like cell phones and things like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like, if they
Mario
freaking
Brothers.
release Pokemon for smartphones, I'm done.
Amazing.
I'm done.
Out.
I'm gonna be doing Geeks of Azeroth and stuff. Yeah, sure, whatever, guys.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
As well, honestly, if they bring out the original Super Mario Brothers though, they need to have a save. That's all I'm saying. Because if they don't have a
Nope,
save...
you have to play it in one sit through.
Please remember the days. My black and white Game Boy. I'm showing my age now, you see. 4 hours later on the last boss. Last life. No!
Battery's dead.
my God.
Battery's dead. Yeah. No. Anyway, we digress. So yeah, Zelda U. It does look really, really pretty and amazing, and I do think that it would make me go and pick up a Wii U. Date to be confirmed in 2015. Zelda, exciting. So, moving on to our last game. I kept it last for a reason. It is my baby.
Kim's got a little crush on it.
Yeah, Master Chief. Oh, I watched Fallen to Dawn. Is it called Fallen to Dawn on Netflix? The little kind of feature film they did. Have you seen it?
Oh, I think I saw some of that. It might have been a different one, though. It might have been like a fan-made thing a while ago.
Do you know, I was watching it, and the Master Chief turned up about halfway through, and I literally did nearly have, what did you call them?
Orgasms?
No, that is it. But you gave it a special term. Was it a geekasm?
That's just what I call them.
Geekasm. It was a geekasm. That's
Geekasms.
it. I
Oh,
literally
right,
did. Master Chief turned up like, oh my god. Yeah, that was sad. How can you have a crush with someone who hasn't even got a face? I don't get it. I don't know. Come on, to be honest, most men have a crush on the Master Chief. Like a bromance.
He is one hunky.
I'm
one
not a
hunky
big
Spartan.
Halo guy.
Oh God! Why did I invite you onto this podcast?
I mean, I've played and beaten Halo 1 and 2, and that's about it. I really liked them, I did, but
Yeah.
they've just never kept me coming back.
I got to admit, I stopped after ODST. ODST kind of ruined it for me.
ODST wasn't great. You need to go and pick up. You need to go back and play Reach and stuff. You need to do that.
See, but when I think first-person shooter, Half-Life is always going to be my baby. Gordon Freeman's what's that for me.
We know you're Half-Life. You're Half-Life love. That's fair enough. Not everyone can be a Halo lover. It's fine. I've just got the two wrong people on the podcast. Clearly.
I'm sure three's
Obviously.
on the horizon, dude.
But seriously, I think everyone's looking forward to, apart from you two, Halo 5, Guardians. My only concern with it is that, again, it's going to be an open world game. And I've spoken about this previously. My love of Halo is the story. And, you know, you have this very linearness with it. And you go along, and you're with the Master Chief and Cortana, as it was then. Don't know how they're going to fix that problem. But we go along with Cortana, and you do the story, and you feel like you're immersing in the story. And I'm not sure how well that's going to play out in an open world format. But I'm very excited about the fact that you can do things like climbing up ledges.
I prefer
As
it when
Master
you fell off a ledge and it turned out it was the edge of the map and you just die instantly.
No, that is my only concern, is the open worldness. But we'll see.
That is a big concern. To be honest, I'm not looking forward to it. I don't want this to happen. If it's open world, that's just ruined it for me.
You haven't played it since ODST. What do you care?
I care for the memories, Kim. I care for the memories.
For the nostalgia.
To go back to, I know Bungie have got nothing to do with this anymore. But obviously Bungie bought out Destiny this year. And one of the big complaints about Destiny, despite its popularity and the fact that a lot of people are still liking it, you know, and loving it, the big complaint from pretty much everybody is that the narrative is pretty much non-existent.
Yeah.
In this open world MMO-y kind of thing that they did. I still can't remember what the storyline was. I haven't got a clue. Because it pretty much wasn't there.
The storyline is, you're in a spaceship, you're going down to a world, kill some stuff, now go back to your spaceship. Go to a different world, hand some stuff in, go back to your spaceship, go to a world, kill some stuff.
So we forgot the loading screen. What's the loading screen?
Ah, yeah, and loading screens.
So that's my concern, is that 343 Industries are going to have a similar problem with Halo. So I just hope they spend enough time making sure that doesn't happen, and that the storyline is really clear, the narrative's still there, and you still get a really, you know, clear objective of what you're doing with the open worldiness.
Do you know the way we can assure they do that as consumers? Don't give them money until the game's released. And then, if they want your money, they better hope it's a goddamn good game.
Yeah. Alright. But the thing is, even if you do that, you don't know until you buy it. So until you've paid them the money, you don't know.
We need to employ someone, like the whole gaming community needs to band together and go, all right, Total Biscuit, go out there. He's the only one allowed to buy it. He goes to game, he buys the game, he reviews it.
Streams
and if it's good, we can buy it. And if it's not, we're not allowed.
He's a bit too cynical.
But I'm really bad at waiting.
And if someone buys it before TB does, we'll DDoS them.
That's horrible.
That's how we fix the gaming industry, boys. Let's get it done.
Is that what we're doing 2015? Just that? Is that the plan? Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Only
I don't know if I
TB's
can
allowed to
do
buy
that.
games.
I'm not sure I can do that either. I'm not sure I can do that. To be honest, I'm really glad I haven't bought, despite being a huge Halo fan, I haven't bought the Master Chief Collection yet. For several reasons. Firstly, I knew there'd be problems, and there were.
Yeah, there's lots of problems.
Secondly, it's still very, very expensive when I've got like 1 to 4 sitting there anyway. And I know it's all been remastered, I've got new stuff and everything else, but I kind of feel like it's a lot of money when I'm just going to be playing games I've already played, pretty much. So I'm waiting till I can get it for about 15 quid, and then I will buy it.
That's a good bet, yeah.
Yeah, see?
What I'd say whilst we're on this train of thought is, if you're thinking of buying the remastered Halo set, whatever, the only decent reason for buying it is because you want to relive your memories in HD. That's it. Just buy it for the campaign. Don't buy it for anything else, because nothing else works.
Mm-hmm.
And expect to wait a long time for the patches to download.
What
What I've
patches?
had. Yeah. So yeah, Halo 5 Guardians is the one thing I'm really looking forward to, and let's hope it does come in 2015 and it doesn't get pushed back to 2016. But also coming out in 2015, I'm just going to do a brief run through some of the other big games that are coming out. For those people who might be interested, Resident Evil Revelations 2 being released on the 15th of March 2015 in multi-format, it says, so that's coming out in the washing machine as well. Beginning of the Resident Evil Revelations 2 tale sees a fan favourite Claire Redfield make a dramatic return. Dum dum dum. Battlefield Hardline is coming out on the 20th of March, multi-format again. Bleh. We didn't like this EGX, did we?
Battlefield Hardline. Yeah, I really like that whole $40 or $60 game mode.
Yeah. For
That's what it should be.
Just an
it should
expansion.
be £20 DLC game mode. It's not worthy of a whole release.
It's cops and robbers, isn't it?
Shame on them. Shame on them.
But that's coming out if you're interested. We're probably not. Bloodborne being released 27th of March on the PlayStation 4. Experience truly unpredictable gameplay with constantly changing environments and enemies in Bloodborne, only on the PlayStation 4. Mortal Kombat 10. I couldn't read my Roman numerals for a minute. On the 14th of April, multi-format. Fight your way through an original story in the classic battle between good and evil. Everyone likes Mortal Kombat. Final Fantasy 15. To be confirmed, 2015, question mark, maybe, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, World is at War, and only you can bring the highlight to an end in Final Fantasy 15. Star Wars Battlefront, to be confirmed, 2015, another Star Wars game, Journey to a galaxy far, far away in Star Wars Battlefront, Xbox One and PlayStation 4. That tells you a lot about the game, doesn't it? Being released on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. We've also got Mirror's Edge to be confirmed on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 and the PC. Fable Legends, which we've touched on previously on the Xbox One. Fable Legends unites the classic gameplay that players have to come to love from the series. Popular flight game Star Fox makes its long-awaited return to gamers' screen in 2015. We've also got Mad Max, which I hadn't heard of until I saw this. From the film Mad Max, but it's a video game of Mad Max to be confirmed 2015 multi-format. And also Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, released to be confirmed. The newest story in the stealth saga continues in Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. So that's that.
Did the last couple of Metal Gear Solids have anything to do with stealth, or is it just me? Was it just me that went all in guns blazing?
So I don't know.
It's one of those games that I played a little bit and then went, no. Turned it off.
Yeah, Well, that's kind of why I put those games in, because people have their favourites, people have their franchises that they stick with, and if you're a Metal Gear Solid fan or Fable fan or Final Fantasy fan, then there are your games coming out in 2015, etc. Is there anything that we've missed either of you want to bring up before we finish?
Oh God, I know there's going to be something we missed as soon as the stream goes offline and we stop recording.
Well, look, we can't possibly talk about every single game that's coming out.
That's true, yeah.
Because we'd be here for ever. That's why we just did a brief summary of those ones that, at the end there. And we probably have missed some. We've tried to just talk about the things that we were interested in or that we thought might be good and that other people might be interested in. But if we have missed one that you're really, really looking forward to, then just email us, epicgeekspodcast@gmail.com, and we will talk about it in a future episode. There you go. Covered. Sorted.
Boom. Nice.
Don't hate mail us. Please. So that's that. We're going to finish off then. Let me get the music going. 2 secs. Go. There it is. Yeah, so I have to wait for the volume to come down a little bit. So any shout outs? Sparky, any shout outs for you?
Oh God. No, none yet, because I have not been on the scene at all. I haven't been in contact with anyone. Oh wait, no, I do have a shout out. I want to shout out. Ooh, if I don't hit my mic filter, I want to shout out me. I have a new streaming channel, so head over to twitch.tv/Epic Dark Sparky.
Epic Dark Sparky, nice.
There you go.
How about you, Zul? Any shout outs?
I don't really have any shout-outs right now.
I'm going to shout out to Buzzer, Jace, because we've started. I don't know how often it's going to happen, but we started something called the random stream. It's going to be random. It's going to be a stream. So there's not going to be a set time or date. It's just going to happen randomly when we're both online. Last time we did WoW PvP and talked utter rubbish for 2 hours, and I will be releasing it on YouTube. So I look forward to that. Yay! Other than that, I'm going to do the usual shout outs to Edward Bryant for the music and Coltrane for the voiceover at the beginning. You can find Edward Bryant at @anduran_ on Twitter, and Coltrane is @the_Coltrane. That's it for the Epic Geeks podcast. Any questions or points of interest that you might want us to talk about on the show, to our email, which is epicgeekspodcast@gmail.com, or you can find us on Twitter at @epic_geeks. You can find me on Twitter at Draycass. You can find Mr. Sparky at
Epic Dark Sparky.
And you can find Mr. Zul at
Zulgeek.
Zul Geek, and that's Zul with 1 L, isn't it?
Yes.
Just to be sure. And you can also find me at Drake. Oh, I said that, didn't I? I went backwards.
She's just really good. She wants all the followers.
Look, hey, you did a shout out for yourself. Doing another shout out for me. So that's it. We are back for 2015. We will be putting out a podcast every 2 weeks, as we were before, and look forward to getting back into it. See you later.
Adios.
Bye.
See you.